Hey guys, so another style class here for you. Today I want to talk about our relationship to trends. So there's lots of trends every season that are flying into our feed, and how are we interpreting these trends? What ones are we interested in? Do we feel like we need to do them all, especially if we consider ourselves into fashion and into trends? So let's really tease that apart and think about the trends we're interested in, and then how are we going to bring those trends into our wardrobe in a lasting way that makes sense for us and comes through the lens of still feeling like ourselves, but also feeling pushed forward into a more modern style that is a nod to a certain vibe that a trend is giving us. So let's say we've got a trend like the preppy trend. So golf shirt, chino pants, maybe a pleated skirt. We really want to avoid a nosedive interpretation of the preppy trend, which would be all of those elements, head to toe, full on prep. So I want to tell you about tooling up so that you know how are you mixing trend pieces into your wardrobe. And the key to that is your fundamentals. So fundamentals are pieces in your wardrobe that you know look good on you. They make you feel like yourself. And they're those quality pieces that are going to last forward in your wardrobe. They also dial down a really intense trend piece so that you're not so head to toe, full on and just a bit of a fashion victim, really. So some of those basics, and actually I'll reframe that, fundamentals, because basics are like a basic tee, a basic crew neck. You can really go deep into basics and guess how you'll feel. Basic. You're gonna feel simple and one-noted every day. When we go to our closet, we're looking for a mood, to feel different, to lean into a certain part of our own personality. So we can take these fundamentals and have them be elevated. So I often lean to Awear for my fundamentals because we really focus on quality, fabrication, sustainability, and wearability in the wardrobe. So something like this paper label, beautiful cotton poplin shirt can be worn half tucked with a more forward jean like this barrel from Metra and some really interesting jewelry and like a great loafer or a really interesting ballet flat. And you've taken a fundamental and taking it into a trend world. So trend being the jean, fundamental being the blouse, and trend being the shoe. So of course, a beautiful thick white t-shirt, now we always have these at Metra and Awear, is going to be a great way also to mix with your trend pieces. A really beautiful long cardigan, worn open, again with a trend on the bottom. So let's look at some of those trends that we might want to work in. How are we softening them with our fundamentals? So silver is a massive trend. I just showed you this silver ballet flat. Here's the silver pencil skirt. This is like all the way, full on silver. What we want to avoid is a leather top, a silver top to go with it, something frilly, something sheer. It's just too much head to toe. So what we're gonna do is take one of our fundamental knits. So this is our cashmere wool, and we're gonna pair something so yummy, cozy, and soft with this dialed up all the way silver skirt. We're gonna maybe do like a samba sneaker with that, or we're gonna bring in just a very sleek black boot and a silver hoop, and we're gonna bring in black in our handbag or something like that to make it make sense. You could even add a skinny belt at the base of this sweater and blouse it out a little bit, giving it texture and again contrast to that sleek and slim skirt of the silver. I actually think this is an extremely versatile piece because it's going to dress you up. It's going to add style in one piece. And I think it's actually going to be a go-to in your wardrobe. So another dialed up piece that I'm seeing everywhere and obsessed with, I love, is this lace skirt. Now it's completely sheer. It's an over piece, so it's up to you to build on it. You're gonna do a stirrup legging. You're gonna do a very cropped little mini skirt underneath. You're gonna put it over denim. You're gonna put it over a bodysuit, a dress. Check out Pinterest for lace skirts because this is like the next movement. I'm seeing it next spring as well. So I think this is a fabulous trend piece. What we're not gonna do is put it with a mesh top or something else see-through or light. We need something edgy, cool, and actually casual. So here's where I'm gonna put on an oversized white t-shirt. And I'm gonna put on a super classic mensy blazer. Let's see if I can do this. It takes a little jostling. And I'm gonna put on like a chunky engineer boot. You could also do like a band tee or a really like disheveled sweatshirt, something that's so contrasting to the elegance and the beauty and the lightness of this skirt. That's why I think it's a perfect piece to bring in as a trend because it's gonna wake up those fundamentals in an amazing way. Trend piece that I love, this silk skirt or the satin skirt. Right now, they're doing it very long to the floor, which is great because you can wear a lot of different footwear with it and not worry so much about that chunk of skin, which we want to avoid above our boot, between the boot and the skirt. So with the silk skirt, we can really edge and pare that down, going with our basic, our fundamental blue top. Or this is the fundamental that I just got myself, and I'm doing so much with it, especially with those trend pieces. It's from Awear, it's by Cafe. It's that cotton crisp poplin. But that worn open with the satin skirt and either just done up a few buttons in front or you're putting a white t-shirt underneath or even a white turtleneck with then a sneaker or a nice simple boot. I think that's a great way to wear this satin trend and add the contrast, the friction we're looking for. Another way to do it would just be like a really beautiful classic silk cotton. So what we're looking for is just contrast in texture and in vibe. We want to bring the chill vibe to our classic pieces that are otherwise quite elegant and dressed up. Let's talk about the leopard trend. Actually, leopard is a basic. It always comes back. I see it as just a very classic print. So I've mixed it with, to me, this is becoming like a fundamental, this jean. It is dialed up because of the barrel cut, but it's on a slimmer scale. It's not like that like full on cowboy, which I cannot pull off. And then just like a simple cardigan that's a little dialed up as well with the pockets by Sanctuary. But I think wearing this leopard is going to really dial up your fundamental denim shirt. So you're gonna wear this either open or just a few buttons closed. That contrast of the casual denim and then the elevated light and soft mesh texture of this leopard is just so much fun. And then add like an edgy earring, go with a baggy black jean, or go for like the full-on denim on denim, keeping it pretty similar in tone. This is like the perfect accent piece to a denim on denim. What you are not going to do with leopard is put it with more leopard or silver or lace. No, we're taking a nosedive into mafia wife territory. We want to avoid that. But while we have this piece out, let's talk about this because it's incredible. This I absolutely love. Okay, no, not with this, but let's get interesting. A fundamental mensy shirt. Maybe it's a white tee underneath. Maybe you've just done up a few buttons. And now a tall boot or an engineer boot. I probably would avoid like a really sexy boot because that is covered. Like that is brought in spades with this skirt. So we need all our other pieces to tone that down and bring some friction and interest. Again, if you want to be able to wear this to a lot of things, you need to hedge your bets to bring that casual in case others are not bringing this vibe to whatever event you're going to. I think this is absolutely fantastic. White tee and your fundamental blazer here. I think that's a gorgeous palette and a really interesting way to do it. You could bring in a ballet flat or I think a chunky boot. Go for like an engineer boot. Okay. So another trend, sporty chic is another trend, but this to me forms my fundamentals because I love comfort, and second I get up, I'm not putting this on, I'm actually putting my comfortable things on. I'm going to be dropping my kids off, but I still want to look good enough because I'm going to see other human beings out in the world. So what I look for in this fundamental is luxurious fabric, an interesting cut. So here we've got like a billow detail with the pin tucking. So I can actually dial this up like crazy and you'd be surprised, but with a blazer. I would maybe even go with some leopard and like a dressed up shoe. So a more wedge tucked underneath, and then I actually would pull up the jogger a little bit to give it like that blousy look. I'll try and do some style pictures of what I mean with this because there's so much possibility with that and surprise and intrigue. You can also do a chunky belt with it, and that would just lean it totally in a new edgy way. Our luxurious fabric fundamentals like this one is great, especially if you've got more trend denim and you're just looking for comfortable throw on. With this kind of a piece, we do want to dial up the denim just to bring in that style, and then we're comfortable and casual with the nice luxurious fabric. So when you think about trends, first decide what trends am I interested in? Maybe the sheer, the leopard, different textures, a trend color like red. And then how are we bringing balance to that? Pulling it through ourselves to feel like we're still ourselves and we're not just walking off a runway in somebody else's look. And making sure we're covered with those fundamentals so that this formula is easy in your closet. You look and you go, okay, there's my trend piece. Where's my fundamental to throw it with? And bam, you're set. So come on in. We've got lots in the way of fundamentals and trend pieces. And let's really think about creating that perfect mix.